Alright, it's time for some fucking abilities and amps. So, on this episode of abilities and amps, it's gonna be tier 8 menacing, tier 8 bolstering, your intimidate, tier 8 power link, and plasma blast. You can use D-grid for extra damage reduction. You can use interrupts. You got the slots for it. Movement abilities, jolt or not jolt, bum rush, and leap. Leap is just better for the KE. Yeah, it's just me spamming this, using this on cooldown. You can throw Atomic Spear in there if you want to. I helped design the rune set for it. I don't use it. Why? Because it's fucking terrible. Mainly because DPS was supposed to be at around 35k. They're actually around like 45k to 50k. The threat per second for it was calculated to be at about 39 to 41k. You know, depending on RNG in your favor and whatnot. Plenty above DPS. That's not the case, so it's not even. Don't use it. Don't tier into it. Last video I covered runes and gear. Just don't. You're not gonna use the rune set. Just don't tier into this. Don't be a dingus about it. Power Link is tier 8. It's gonna synergize well with your rune set, so that it's also reducing the cooldown of your innate. Also, the fact that it's draining KE means that whenever you're using Menacing Strike to gain it, it's going to play off one of our amps that we need for Glance. You can put Atomic Spear on your bar. You'll be glancing 100% of the attacks that hit you. So, you know, you'll be able to use it every time it's off cooldown. With my build, I also have a Supercharged Shield from GA or from normal Winters. It'll drain your shield. You'll actually glance the damage from the shield drain, and that procs Atomic Spear use. So you can have at that. Amps, this is it. There's no sway here. This is the build. The only real notable ones are Kinetic Amplifier. Increased multi-hit chance is nice for threat. Increased glance, 5% flat, like not affected by DR, that's huge. 4% glance from full defense as well as 8% glance mitigation. You're going to be glancing every attack, so that's straight up 8% damage reduction. That's huge. You need the crit mid amp just to help get this stat up a little bit higher. You need kinetic drive, so when you're running between shit, you have enough KE to be above 500 to have some of these things procced. Unyielding, you don't have to use a boot fusion, so that you'll never be, you know, if you're sprinting between stuff, you'll never be slowed down. And then clearly power link. The way this build works is, and just for simplicity's sake, we'll throw leap on there right now. And I don't like the way that's there. There we go. You're just gonna get into combat. You'll use Menacing Strike. You'll probably use Atomic Spear weaved into a Menacing Strike if you're using Atomic Spear to your KE up. And then once you're about, I don't know, like 750-ish, just pop Power Link and maybe another Menacing Strike, and then your innate, and then Bolstering Strike. So it looks something like this. So weave it in there, turn that shit on. There you go, and that's it. You can pop D-Grid for increased damage reduction, and then also you're going to be getting your innate off cooldown because faster than this, because you're going to be getting glanced as well. The threat for it's decent. This doesn't include any intimidates or taunts. So yeah, anything other than this is you're basically wasting people's time, because you should be you can only be tiered in these three things. This is your bread and butter. So just start doing this and start kicking ass in RMT.